call as well today. Yeah. So get your computer ready because it is practice based today as well. So what we'll be seeing today is basically in today's office hour, what we'll be seeing is we'll be seeing two things. As I said last week, today we'll be seeing how to create your GitHub blog website. But it turns out that you need to have some prerequisite for you to create your blog that we will see. The first thing we see today is git pull and git push in VScode, how you can do that. And finally, we will take a very short tour on what Git Markdown is, how you can use Markdown. Get your system ready. Please turn on your computer, get your internet ready, and let's start. So what is git pull and git push? So let's go and look at this one. Now, what I want to do is, last week, you all now familiar how you can create your GitHub repository, how you can clone it to your computer to a folder, right? Now, let's go now and do something to learn two things today differently. I go now here, create repository. You can see I'm inside ArewDS Science. I can create a folder called, for example, resources. So resources. So I can see resources for ArewDS Science Fellowship and make this public and add README file. And I said, okay, create this repository for us. So now you can see we have our repository called resources, right? Now, if I have this repository called resources, what I want to do is I want to take this my repo. So in GitHub, in data science language, if we say repo, as I said, it means folder. So this resources repository means folder. Now I want to take this one to my, computer locally because this is a remote, right? So I want to take this one. So I said, okay, this one, copy this guy. Now, okay, I'm not sharing my VS Code. Let me share my VS Code as well. Inside Excuse me, why is my VS Code? Okay, just give me a second, please. Okay, I think I have it now. No. Okay, let me just stop sharing and then reshare again. Let me turn off this guy. Let me turn off this guy. Let me turn off this guy and this guy as well. Okay. Okay, now okay. So, right. Can you see my VS Code?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. So now, as you can see here, after I create my GitHub repository, right? I create my GitHub repository here. I click here, and now I come into my GitHub, my VS Code. Now, if I come to my VS Code, I want to bring that down, and I say command palette, and now I say git clone, git clone from GitHub. I click here, and now I pasted this one. So it brings me this, GitHub repository here. Okay, let me share the screen because I want to show you something again. So can you see my GitHub repository? Can you see VS Code?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have this one. So I click here. Then I need to select where I want to put this. I say, okay, put this one in ArewDS Science here. So now here, I say select clone. You can see. So here you can see it's trying to open the repository for me. He asks me, open this new. Yes, I say, okay, open new. So now we can see here, I have my, file that is remote, which is this one, right? That is what we call clone. In English, in our English language, when we say clone means copy, right? So you clone something. So when you hear people saying clone the repository, means copy the repository. That's one terms we learn. Now what we want to learn again now today is something called pull. P-U-L-L. P-U-L-L is called pull. Now this is it. Now you have a folder remote. Can you see this folder? Now you have it here in my computer. Now what will happen now, because we are doing some kind of collaboration, if I share this repository with my friend, two of us, and my friend made some changes and push it here, and it is here, how can I have it also in my computer? So let's assume here I made some changes. I say, okay, example of pull. My friend add some stuff, right? So here you can see I click here commit. So you can see here I have changes. Can you see commit? So commit is a term, means commit, add. Put this one, commit means add. So I can use this one. Can you see this? I can so okay, I can create and say, okay, another example. Another friend added something, added stuff. Now, when you want to do commit, you need to put the message. Okay, what kind of changes you made in the repository? Can you see that? So you can say, you can put I update something like that, so that other people can know what you have done. So I can say commit changes. So you can see, can you see that? And you see, I have now, this example. Now, how can I have this? Because if I go back to my repository here, I don't have that changes, right? So how can I have these changes now in my repository? That is what we call pull. Pull. So that's what we mean by pull. Now, if you already install the VScode Git, what this one's bashing control we showed last week, which is this Git. I think which one was that? GitHub. Yeah, you install this one, right? GitHub. We installed it last week. So if you install that already, can you see something down here? Can you see it? Sync. This one, when you click it, because here you can see, there is something here. Now, when you click here, okay, can you see some other stuff here, like arrow looking down? It means there are some stop changes on internet, online, that are not available on your local machine. Can you see how many changes it shows? 2. So if we look at them here, we have, this is a full commit that we did. This is a second commit we did. So this number, can we all see this number 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so this number 2, can you see that, it's telling pull, can you see pull to commit from the origin? Means it's telling you that at the origins, there are some changes that you don't have them. So when I just click it here, it means I'm syncing. Can you see them? They come here. Can you see I put them here? This is what we call git pull. Pull, yes. So this is called pulling. So you can see now here, you are now in the same what you have here. Can you see that? Everything that is online, now you have it here. Can we see it? Any question before we continue? So what I was saying, like you can start, also you can follow. I can share this repo. You can follow anyway. We share the recording, but just to understand what's happening. Okay, any question? Yes, POC is creating, somewhere. POC is creating copy. We'll come to that as well. Okay, now we have seen, how we can bring something from the remote. Now, what about if you do some changes on your computer now? Changes on this computer, can we see? And now you want to send them here. That is what we call push. So let me go on to push. Okay, now third example. Third example. Another person want to push. So now you can see here, I have an example here, which is not available here in remote. Now I want to send it there. So for example, now you fork something and you edit and you want to push it because you are collaborating with your friend, two of you. So your friend want to, see what kind of changes you made. We'll come to many, a lot of stuff, but now just giving you a simple stuff without working also on terminal. So what you can need to do is to what we call push. So when you add anything here, you can see we add example, you will see that here something here. One, it means there is one pending changes that need to be pushed to remote. So when we click here, we see that, okay, these are the changes. So you can see main change. What are the main change? And this is a file. So you can see here we have main change, meaning this is a main change, right? Now what you need to do before you push it, you need to do what is called stage the changes. So here you need to add the message, entire message to commit. So tell your friend that you are working with him, what kind of changes do you delete, do you add, or what? So add, some example, add some example. This is just any English you want. This is just a message, right? You can say anything, without stuff. Any question? Any question?
No, for now.
Okay, so we can say, oh no. So we can say, okay, so now we have this file and we make changes. We need to do commit. So add some changes, right? So when we already add, you push commit. Okay, let me add another example. Maybe I already commit. Okay, so I don't know why this is not showing us gray, but also as well, if you look at this one, there is no way you synchronize changes because everything is you are up to date. Here, okay, you don't have this tool, but what you need to do is now we have something here. Look at it, stage all changes. We have this. Can you see 1+ here? When I click this one, yes. Can you see I do what you call stage changes? Before you push, you need to do what is called stage. It means you now commit those changes to your local machine, and now you push them. So this is the message you want to tell your friend what kind of changes you do. So you say commit. So now you commit, then you say sync. Sync means push them to the remote repository. You say sync. So here is sending them to the GitHub. So you can see nothing here is now shown, right? So we can see here when we refresh here, you can see third example, right? I can do another one. I can say, okay, for example, right? So we can see here is showing something. Can you see? You say we have changes. How many changes? So you can see, we have this one, which is the stage. Can you see there? So you need to stage it, right? Stage. And now you say, okay, add example 4. There are many, stuff that are in line with this GitHub, but we are just giving you the, higher level. There are many things. Just take this one. We will do a profile sessions with how GitHub works, but just giving you the higher layer. Now you say, okay, commit. You say sync. So when we come here to refresh, okay, so you can see that. So this is what is called Git pull and Git, yeah. So let me go back here to look at this, our 30-day Python. So what we are trying to improve the, the 30-day stuff. So for example, how can you take this one to your computer? So you can see here, you copy this one, and now you come to your VScode, right? After I come to VScode, I can say, okay, no, I come to here, command palette. git clone, clone from GitHub, right? Can we see if I say clone from GitHub? But what you need to do first, if you want to, now, what about if we made changes? We made changes to these files. Now, assume you copy this GitHub repository, and now we understand, oh, in the 20, there are some changes. So when we made that changes, while you already copy it, you will not see the changes. It will not be reflected on your repository. So if you want changes to be reflected whenever we did, the first thing you need to do is come to this repository and now click what is called fork. Fork. Can you see that? Click this thing called fork. Now, let me go back to my, okay, let me go back to my, not ArewDS, because you can see this is ArewDS. Let me go back to my Shamsuddin, right? Oh, I'm already in my Shamsuddin. Just, okay. So go to this ArewDS. What you need to do is fork. Can you see this fork? And give it the same name, right? Maybe you want, select the owner, Shamsuddin. Can you see that? Fork. So when you fork something, you copy the remote, something there, to your, can you see now it is now in Shamsuddin? I have this in Shamsuddin, I have fork. So whenever ArewDS made some changes in one of these files, you will be able to pull those changes to represent on your computer. So let me show us what that means. So you can see here now I have in Shamsuddin, I have this, right? I have this, I fork it. So fork means bring that thing in your repository in the remote, bring it to your local. So now I fork it here. What we want to do now is I want to bring this one because I fork it in my computer. Can you see I fork it in my account? I want to bring it into my local machine. So here is this. I copy here. Now I come to here and I copy this. And you see now it is under Shamsuddin, not ArewDS. It is, I'm forking the one in my, I'm cloning the one in my name. So why is that? Because I want, when they make changes and stuff, I want to push whatsoever to do that. So you click here. Can you see that? You click here. When you click, I can say, select this, store it here in my folder. I say, okay, select here. So now you can see it's fooling me something. So now there is something in VScode. Can you see here, open in new repository? When I click open, it will open the new VScode with the only file that, but I can also say add to workspace, add to workspace. So let's click on add to workspace. So add to workspace, can you see the already folder I have in GitHub resources? Can you see now the second folder? So you will be able to have your files, multiple in the same stuff. Can you see I have resources and now have my this one? This is what we call add to workspace. So you can see you have your add to workspace. Can you see that? Can you see? So you can see I have my 30 days Python. So I can go on to the first one. Can you see that? I can go to the second one. Can you see that? The, you know, everything, the Python file. Can you see, you know, can you see everything? You can, in fact, all this stuff that we have, for example, the Markdown here. Can you see the Markdown here that you here? You can basically open it using what we call, you know, Markdown preview. If I click here, can you see it here? Can you see it here? So here is not internet. Remember, this is your computer without having internet connection. Can you see it here? Can you see you are reading whatsoever? So the first thing is you need to do is clone the GitHub repository. When you clone the GitHub repository, you can read everything on your computer, not on internet. And now when you clone it, you see it here. But how can you turn it to this kind of stuff? This, you know, you see it. What you need to do is come down to here and install what is called Markdown, which we'll see now lately in a bit. Markdown. So you can see install this installation. Markdown all in one and Markdown preview enhance. Markdown all in one, Markdown preview enhance. Install them. When you install them, this what will allow you. You see this? Can you see this? After you Markdown preview enhance, also you will be able to see this. Can you see Markdown preview? Open it in, so you'll be able to see them side by side. Can you see when you are scrolling? you are scrolling, you have this. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? You have something like that. So install this Markdown all-in-one and Markdown preview. We'll discuss them now. So now, when you have your 30-day Python, whenever we make changes on GitHub repository, on okay, let me go back to Areo Data Science. Okay, can you see Areo Data Science? So let me make some changes here in Areo Data Science repository. Okay, example, something like this. And now commit. You remember when you update, you need to commit, update the README, add commit message, example, something like that. So I commit here. When I commit, this is my, 30-day, right? I commit. Now, if you go back to the repository, if you go back here, it will show you that there is one commit that you need to sync. Here maybe it's syncing, but later on it will show you that. So whenever you click here, it will automatically sync your changes that we already have on here. So I already show you the sync, but just take a bit of time so that you see that you need to update the changes. Okay, so that is what we want to learn today about what we call, Git, Git pull in VScode and Git push, but also to next. Before we go to the next isolation Markdown, I want to show you some stuff. So in VScode, there is what is called workspace. So here you mean we have workspace, right? So this workspace, you can save it so that next time when you open a VScode, you can open a workspace so that it will open these folders. So you can open it. So for example, you can see save workspace, save as workspace, meaning you have this file folder. You can say save as workspace, means when you save it, save as workspace. Let me show you, save as workspace, save in ArewDS. So I can save this one. Okay, maybe let me give it a name. Okay, why is it? Okay, save as workspace. I need to give it name, ArewDS. ArewDS. Can you see workspace? Now I give it a folder, so ArewDS. So when I turn off my computer, can you see it? I close my computer. When you come back next day, I say, okay, open workspace from file. Can you see open workspace from file? So you can click here. It will open, this workspace with your existing folders, 2 folder. That is about this. Okay, so that is Git pull and Git push. Let's go to the next important thing as well, which is Markdown. So any question regarding this? So these resources, I already have in my computer here where I have a folder called Git, okay, I can basically even drag and drop. So I can drag this guy to here, to this folder. Add folder to the workspace, yes. No, it's adding the folder to workspace. No, I want to add folder inside here. Move the folder. You can move the folder. Can you see? You move the folder. Oh no, move the folder inside here. Okay, it's not trying to do that. So let me do manual. So put this guy. Okay. So let me go on to another thing called Markdown. So what is Markdown? So Markdown, this is it. So
I have a question.
Yes, go on.
So what about those of us that are using Jupyter Notebook instead of VS Code?
That is why I kept telling us that we should use Jupyter VS Code, because it has a lot of features that you have everything in single. But if you prefer those Jupyter, you can continue with it. But you can use other method that Idris showed us the last time. Yes.
And sir,
yes.
Now I'm using .py. If I want to convert to Jupyter Notebook using Visual Studio Code. If I set the environment, does that mean I should write? I should rewrite all the exercise I do before
No.
I did before.
So there is a converter from Python to Jupyter Notebook. So maybe I will share, just ask in the channel after, I can share how you can convert that Python file to Jupyter to Notebook.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so let's see. So the reason why we say we need to see Markdown, because we cannot learn how to do website without learning how Markdown works. So this is like Markdown. You can see you write something simply, like this is header. You can see one, it gives you the, this is, you can see bullet, it turns to list, numbered, you can see 1, 2, you can see code, this, so this is what we call Markdown. This is Markdown. And this is also Markdown. You can see you write a very beautiful document using Markdown. Right? You can see you can write a very beautiful document using Markdown. You can see, look at it, just this one, and it turns this like, it turns out that at the back end, this is HTML. So it means it's just a simple way to write text, but Markdown convert, Markdown has some engine that convert your text into HTML, because you people maybe that you are doing website, you can see this is how you have in your website in the browser, right? But you write HTML. So that is what we call Markdown. You write a Markdown file, just a text file, but automatically converted to HTML. So Markdown is a text to HTML conversion tool for web writers. It allows you to write an easy to read, easy to write plain text format, then convert it to HTML. You just write in this format, this one. It is Markdown that will automatically convert it to HTML. You don't know, you need not to care about how the conversion works to HTML. Only right here, and it will convert this. So you don't need to learn all those HTML stuff. You can see, so Markdown is two things: a plain text formatting and software that in file that convert plain text to HTML. So that's what Markdown. So it's one of the most popular used markup language that you use in many things. For example, GitHub that we have seen. You can see you can use it for many reasons. You can use it to create website. You can use it to create document. You can use it to create books, presentation, everything you can use Markdown. Everything you can use Markdown. So it's very important one to, learn what Markdown is and how to use it. Another good is Markdown is portable. You can write Markdown file and open it in any computer, in any environment. So it is, it is independent domain. What I say domain is platform agnostic. So any platform you can also open Markdown files. This is one of the important features of Markdown. It's also future-proof. When we say something is future-proof, it's something you are working on software and stop working, you can just export your stuff and work it in anywhere. So GitHub that we are working on, this is all Markdown. Or everything that we show in GitHub, for example, all this writing, they are on Markdown stuff. Okay, let's quickly move on. So these are example, GitHub is using Markdown. Stack Overflow is Markdown. Evernote, Discord, Obsidian, Jupyter Notebooks, all these stuff, they are using Markdown. So Markdown is very useful, for people to learn, and that's why we are learning it. So how can we do Markdown? The best way is just to get started. So let's get started using Markdown. Let's learn how to use Markdown. Let's go to our VScode. I have a file now here created. Okay, I have a file. Where is my file? Okay, I have a file called example. Okay, now what we need to do first is go and install this. I told you this is hands-on, so you need to have your computer. Install this Markdown all-in-one. Let's go to VScode. Go here, Markdown. Can you see Markdown all-in-one? Install it. Install Markdown Preview Enhance as well. So this Markdown all-in-one, you can see 5 million installation. Markdown, you can see 3 million installation. Markdown Lint also, you can see 4 million. So they have. So if you want to see what an extension does, so for example, Markdown all-in-one, you need to go here and read. So all you need for Markdown whatsoever, you can read it here. You can read what the Markdown, how to do what works for this, extension. Markdown preview, you can see, allow you while you are writing Markdown to preview it here. Can you see that? Markdown lint also has some specific stuff, so you can read them. We don't have time to go details. So Markdown lint, what is doing is this. If you don't, then it shows you an error if you don't put the required indentation or whatsoever for Markdown file. So for example, here you can see here. Maybe okay. So let's get started with the Markdown. So after you install, let's get started. Not this one. Okay, so let's get started. You can see after I install this, I want to use this. Click here to show preview. So you can see here. Now, what this means, the headers. So if you remember your HTML, 1 hash means header 1 in HTML. 2 hash means header 2 up to end. So you can see here, this is a text. Can you see? This is Markdown. Can you see that? We have these headers, right? This is it. Now, this is how you do header. Now, we have emphasis. How can you bold text, right? How can you bold text? So for you to bold text, you need to put 2 asterisks. Can you see 2 asterisks? It put this. Can you see it's bold? How can you underscore? Can you see this underscore? It means bold. You can use this or this. How can you, emphasize? You can use no. What am I saying? Oh yeah, italic. I want to show italic. The italic one, you just need to use first as 1 asterisk. Can you see we have 1 asterisk, single asterisk? We have a single underscore. Then you have italic. Can you see italic, single asterisk, single underscore? We have double asterisk. We have double underscore. That is mean bold. You can also use strike through with double hash, double tilde. It show you this. We can create a list using Markdown. How can you create a list? Can you see? Just put 1, put here, and this. Can you see it? Put a list. That is ordered list. You can also have an ordered list. You can see here I have star. I have this. I have plus. It create this list for me. Can you see this? You can see I have this. Can you see that? I can have plus. Can you see this is? So you can use anyone. How can we create a link? For example, can you see this is a link? So this is how you create a link. You use this format. Can you see that? Then you put the link. You write something. This is an example. This is an example. Can you see that? And you put the link where you want to link to take you. For example, this is a GitHub, Google. So you can see, okay, you can see I have the link, right? So you just put this square bracket and you put the link here. This is how you put a link. Can you see that? But also sometimes you want to put the link. Can you see this? But this is the link. But this is, something that when you hover on the link, it should show you Google homepage. So you can have this one. Can you see that? You can have the link, but you can have something on again, put in code, which will show when you hover it. That is how you can have a link. There are many stuff that you can learn with that. How can you insert an image? So for you to insert an image, we have this. Can you see? What do we call this in English? This one. Who can help me? I forgot the name. What is called this?
Exclamation mark.
Yes, exclamation mark. Okay. So exclamation mark. Then you put this. Can you see that? And you put the image. Can you see? So you can see here, I have an image. If it is link, you just put the link. What differentiate between link? Link is just you put this. Oh, okay. I go down. Link, you only put this square bracket and the link here. But image, you put this one. And you try to find where the image is. So, okay, it's my mark. So you can see this is the image. Can you see that? You find out where the image is. So here, because I'm in the same folder, that is why I put dot. You remember, because I'm in the same folder, that is why I put dot. So this is the image. But also inside the VScode, you can drag image. So here you can see I can hold shift, I think. No, okay, I can hold command, I think. Yeah, command. Can you see? I hold this whatsoever it tells you and drop. Image, hold this and drop. Oh no, not this. What am I doing? Hold this, hold shift. Okay, hold shift. So I hold shift, I drop. Can you see it inside the image? You can put, okay, this is ArewDS, something like that. So you can see you have that. So this is how you insert an image.
Okay.
Yes. Question?
Yes, sir. The text you write, Arewa Data Science.
Yes.
Do you want to come as a caption or what?
Yes. So you see here, this is just the image. Now, when you hover on it, it will come. So even without this, maybe you don't like it, you can have your image. Can you see that? You can have your image even without it.
Okay.
Yes. You can also drop, down drop. You can see you can also drop, as I showed here. And code and syntax. So we can also have syntax for code, syntax highlighting. So what this means is that, for example, here, look at this, what I do. Can you see this? I put this. Can you see how it put it? Quotation. Can you see here? I put this quotation. Can you see it code? But you can also put code, your code. For example, JavaScript. Can you see something like this? Dash, dash, 3 dash, dash. Then you put JavaScript here. Can you see it? Dash, dash, you put JavaScript. Now here it will put the formatting for JavaScript, style for JavaScript. Now, if it is Python code, you put dash, 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 Python. Can you see that? I now put this. Can you see Python? If here, you can see it's nothing. I just put here without this. Can you see? The reason why you put JavaScript, Python, it will, use the style for that language to put it. You can also use tables. So colon can be used to align tables. So look at how you put the table. Can you see that? I have a table using colon like this, like this. Look at the table. Look at inside the table. The outer pipe here are optional. Which one? This one. They are optional. And you don't need to make the new row markdown line up pretty. So you don't need to put them like pretty here. Look at them. This is, you can see they are scattered, but make sure that this has a content. The middle one has a content too. The third one has a content. So this is something you know how to do the table. Block quotes. So this is a block quote. So you can see I have a single one. When you have a double one, you can see, look at how it shows. This is called double block quote. So this is something. You can also have insert your HTML. So maybe you have some CSS or whatsoever related to your HTML, CSS style you want, because Markdown also accept style, CSS styles. So with Markdown, you can have, CSS styles together. So this is, or even your HTML. So if you are HTML, you write HTML code, you can write everything in Markdown, you can write HTML. So Markdown will, because Markdown convert this text to HTML. So it means you can automatically write your HTML automatically here. You can see now here we write HTML code and now it output here. You can write a line, horizontal line, using, can you see dash, dash, 3 dash or more, hyphens. Can you see 3 more, this, 3 underscore, you can see we have this. How can you have a line break? So here, line break just means just write your text, put break, you put enter. So you can see I have separate line, write another line, something like that. You can also add YouTube, which I showed here. You can look at. We have mathematical formula as well. You can have mathematical formula because, okay, this is something we will discuss with you later, how to use LaTeX, how to write, math in, paper, which will show you. So we use this double ampersand. What is called this guy? What is the name of this guy? So you can see this guy. So if you want to write maths, you write maths inside it. So you can see it write A plus B plus C plus D. So you can see we have our maths here. Don't bother about this. You don't know how to do this, but we just show you like you can do that. We'll show how this math stuff are done, but no need to bother yourself how to learn. But what we are telling you is that you can even write mathematics. In fact, there are a lot of things to redo in Markdown. Everything you know you can do it in Markdown. So what I'm trying to say is that there are resources you can learn. I cannot exhaust teach you now Markdown, but there are many resources that you can learn Markdown. So for example, now here, if we go here, Markdown, so Markdown and Visual Studio Code. So I will share this one code. You need to read this one if you want to understand a lot. I share this in the chat. You need to, you can come here, Markdown and VScode, learn a lot of stuff about Markdown. So for example, here, you can see after I remove this one here, you can see, for example, now there is table outline. So there is table of content here. Because each header give us, because I have header 1, so it took header 1 as header. So you can see here, I have office hour. Can you see it here? Header 1. This one H1, can you see, because it's H1, can you see it? But I have H2, right? H2. So if you open H1, you can see H2. So it means it's sub H2. Can you see it? So this is like it automatically have a table of content for you that you can quickly go to sections. Can you see that? Go to sections, right? Yeah. So this is Markdown, and I think we are actually on top of the hour. It is 11. Okay, it is 10 for me, and it is 11 for you. So I will share the slide as well. I will share the slide so that you can have reference to that. So there are many resources. If you just Google like how to learn Markdown, you see a lot of example on how to do all this one. I can put a cheat sheet. Yeah, so this is something like this. I can put it cheat sheet for Markdown, where you will be able to learn, use reference to learn all of the other stuff. Any question?
I have questions, sir.
Okay.
Is it only applicable to VS Code, or somebody can use Markdown by downloading it somewhere and be?
Yeah, it's available everywhere. Even in your Jupyter notebook, Markdown is available everywhere. You can use it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Markdown is, we say, is platform independent, as is, I said, it's everywhere. You can see Markdown is everywhere. And I made mention here, Markdown is platform independent. So whether you are using VScode, whether you are using Jupyter, whether you are using whatsoever, you can use Markdown. Yeah, any question?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Yes, I hope this one has no deadline, because like the other guy said, we are not using VScode. Like me, I'm using PyCharm. So I have to look for what? PyCharm.
Okay, good.
That's a problem I had. Yeah, that's the problem I had with pushing my exercise to the repository. So I had to go and look for another resources on how to push them. So now on this Markdown, so I have to look for another resources on how to use Markdown in PyCharm. So I hope this one has no deadline.
This is not assignment, it's for you to go and learn. To go and learn, because so you can see, for example, I said, write Markdown cheat sheet.
Yes.
This is why we advise, it's good for us. It's good for us to be, what we'll be teaching is in VScode. So we'll not go and teach you, show you how to use PyCharm. PyCharm is great, right? It's great, but a lot of other stuff, for example, it's good if we are using the same tool. If you have issue, we can be able to help you. But
yes,
heading, how to use bold, italic, block code, ordered list, unordered. Can you see that? Code, how you put code, horizontal line, how you put link, how you put image, extended system, how you can use table. Can you see put node, heading, whatsoever, definition list, you can do a lot. So just Google, you can see this sheet. Okay, any other question? So now we finished day 15. what we want to do is we will go for break, and also we will, you know, understand how best we can, you know, reach the session. So next week, from Monday to Friday, is going to be, you'll not be doing those exercises. Next week, let me do this. Okay, so next week you'll not be doing the exercises. I believe you do what is called function and what is called modules. Now, what we want you to do is try as much as possible to finish your exercises from day 1 to day 15. You finish everything. But one important thing we want to give you assignment to do is, there is a book I shared in the channel, which is called Crash Course Python. We want you to read chapter on function and module. That is, I think, 2 chapters within this week. You don't need to do those exercises. You don't need to go to chapter 16, 17 now. We want you to read those chapters in that book I share, chapter on function and module. We want you to, you know, build more understanding on function and module. Now, the book has some exercises. Practice those exercises and now push them as well. Practice those exercises on function and module, because when we move on, these are very important concepts, function and module. If you have a very good understanding for them, it will make our life easier while understanding our stuff. So please, the next week from Monday to Friday, no exercise, don't continue with the exercise 16 whatsoever. Go and study and read the book I shared, Python Crash Course, chapter on Python, on function and module. They are in sync. I think it's chapter 6 and 7. And practice the exercise, because the book go along with doing practice. And now create a folder for the function chapter and also a module chapter, and push your exercise that you practice. That is one. Number 2, we have in next week, we have a lot of stuff that we want to, you know, push you together. So we have important applications, where the reason why we want you now to, you know, have your GitHub repository very well, you are pushing everything. You will start pushing applications to scholarships. Now, next week, we have Muhammad, who will come. He is basically DeepMind scholar that he got MSc Master Scholarship to study in UK. Now there is a DeepMind scholarship that is currently going on. Muhammad will come next week to give us, you know, a transferable skills, how he got his master scholarship. He will tell you how to prepare your CV. He will give us a sample. He will tell you how to write his statement of purpose, how to, you know, all the things that made him to scale to get that scholarship. He will have a session on 18, so that he will show us. Now, what will we do? We will actually, before the application finish or start, we have 2 applications now that we want to prepare you. We will do some projects so that you will push your projects to the GitHub repository, you know, so that when you do the applications, they will be seen by, you know, people. Okay, so, and as we already know, some of you have already moved to the next stage, and some will move, join us to the next cohort. All right, any question?
Yes, I have a question, sir. Yes, sir. My question goes this way, sir. Most of these scholarships are based on grade and all those things. Someone like me now, I have a very low grade in my BSc, but right now I can tell you that I'm very good when it comes to IT and data science, data analysis and data science. But that my grade that I got in the university is actually slowing me down from getting some scholarships.
That's right.
Like PTDF, sir, I've been shortlisted like for 5 times, but I think that my grade in WAEC and my first degree are actually slowing me down. But I don't know why. How can we overcome all these challenges, sir?
Yeah.
Because
so
right now I know people who has more grade than me, but I'm much more good than them. But I get scholarships like not all like me.
So I think I will tell you that you know, in computing now, of course, grade give age. That is why. But in computing now, what gives more, not great. So you can have somebody that, apply with first class, and somebody that apply but has maybe a GitHub repository with very good projects, like very, very good projects. And those projects, he applied and shared his repository. I'm telling you, if I'm selecting people, I would take that person with that GitHub repository with project than person with first class. Now, how many projects do you have? How do you, do you create, profile, your portfolio? Maybe you have a website or somewhere else, not only your CV telling you, I know how to do this. No, you need to create a profile. For example, that's why we want to show you like how to create your website, so that you create a profile, showcase the project you are capable of. People want to see what can you do, what can you offer, not to your first class. People now in Google, in Microsoft, whatsoever, they don't have degrees, some of them. Talk less of you that you're saying you're great. So some don't even have degree in computing. So what I will urge is keep pushing, create more profile to sell yourself online by, doing more projects and many other things. Yeah. So as I said, next week we'll have 2 sessions. We'll have Muhammad will come and give us, guide on how to get the scholarship. And also we will have, I think that Ibrahim will give us session on how to, set up virtual environment and other stuff. Somebody that asks about that, we'll do that. Hopefully, I think if somebody, if you all practice today for the Markdown, tomorrow, I think hopefully we'll be able to see how you can start creating your website. If I have more time, I would try to see that I set up everything so that we can see. But try today to look up Markdown to learn it more as we have. Yes. Any question?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Please, maybe to add to the fellow that is referring to his grade, depriving him of maybe a scholarship. Well, you have said it all, but the fact is that what I will add is that don't limit yourself to the scholarship available in Nigeria.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
To say the truth.
Go on.
Yes, to say the truth. To be frank, we know how it works.